this country, Scotland, for the last 33 years in a row, consecutive 33 years in a row, Scotland has raised more in tax and revenue and given it to the Westminster pot than we've got back from the Westminster pot. That's the economic reality. They try and tell us we're subsidy junkies. Subsidy junkies. See, if we were subsidy junkies, do you think they'd want to keep us?
Exactly.
They'd cut us off in a second. They need us for two things. They need us for a tax and a revenue, and they need us as a dumping place for their nuclear weapons. I'll tell you what, come Friday, not only are they no getting their tax and their revenue, we're not going to be a dumping place for nuclear weapons any longer. That's what we're saying. The last 5 years alone, go home after tonight's meeting, look up Businesses for Scotland, look at the detailed analysis, don't just listen to me. In the last 5 years alone, if Scotland had kept the tax and revenue that we raised instead of sending it to Westminster, we would have been spending an extra £8.3 billion, 8.3 billion on public services, on health and education, on housing and pensions, 1.65 billion a year. Brothers and sisters, I'll tell you what a no vote means. People look for certainties. Can you be certain of this? Can you be certain of that? Let's be clear here. Here's a certainty. If the Scottish people vote no on Thursday, you can be certain on Friday there'll be more poverty, more low pay, more food banks, more zero-hour contracts, more inequality. That's what a no vote means. They are going to slash our public services. Mr. Alexander was caught 3 weeks ago getting into a cabinet meeting with a dossier on his lap. Somebody took a photo. It showed that in the next 12 months, as part of the austerity measures that they have already announced, 490,000 jobs have to go in local government, health service and education. 490,000. 60,000 in Scotland. 60,000 jobs in Scotland to go in the next 12 months. Tell you what, people sometimes say, Tommy, what's going to be the benefit of an independent Scotland? How quickly will we feel the benefit? I say 24 hours. 24 hours. Because when we vote yes on Thursday, we then have a mandate to say to the politicians in Scotland on Friday, no more job losses, no more cuts. A yes vote on Thursday saves 60,000 jobs on Friday. That's the reality of a yes vote, brothers and sisters. And they say to us, you know, they say, oh, you're independent Scotland, or your revenue, it's all too reliant on oil. Standard & Poor, the economic analysis, they've already said even without oil, Scotland would be a flourishing country, a top 20 nation in the planet. With oil, we're a top 5 nation in the planet. But here's the rub. Apparently the oil's running out. The oil's running out, folks. You're going to go into your work, aren't you? Tomorrow, the boss is going to haul you into the office. He's going to sit you down and say, I've got some serious news for you. Oh, and you're sitting there like, oh no. Everybody else was taking the toilet rolls. I thought it was all right. And the boss is going to say to you, I've got bad news for you. I can only guarantee you employment for the next 40 years. And you're going to look and think, you've been on the wine. Imagine this no brigade. These soothsayers of doom and gloom telling us, you should be worried, you should be panicking, You've only got 40 years of oil left. Help me, Bo. What are we going to do in the next 40 years? We're going to invest it. We're going to build up an oil fund. We're going to make sure that we transform Scotland's public services. But then you've got the game changer that's been hidden from us all. Again, go back tonight, look up oilandgaspeople.com. Oilandgaspeople.com. Look at the survey, detailed research that was produced on the 3rd of September. 3rd of September, what did it say? It said that the West Coast, the Atlantic Basin they call it, has been underestimated in relation to the oil and gas reserves that are there for Scotland. Underestimated by up to 100%. They have said, these are experts based on geological seismic surveys, they have said there is more than enough oil in the west coast of Scotland to last us 100 years. 100 years worth £1 trillion. Brothers and sisters, ask yourself this. How come you've not heard about it? How come we're in the middle of a big referendum? Why have you not heard about it? If it says there was no oil there, do you think you would have heard about it? Yes. 1981, the oil industry was instructed not to explore the west coast. Why? Because it was in the direct shipping line of Trident. Brothers and sisters, we've got the solution in an independent Scotland. We get rid of Trident and we explore the oil. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to wind up my remarks. As I say, I apologise for not getting in. I'm going to have to go in and speak to the hall. Can I just say, take encouragement for what you see around about you here. We are having bigger meetings, outside our meetings, than no one having in our meetings. And unlike them, our audience isn't hand-picked. Our audience is the public. That's who's coming on next. David Cameron and a lot of them, they all go on about, oh, the oil's running out, you've only got 40 years left. The truth is, brothers and sisters, Scotland has 40 years left of oil. Westminster has got 3 days left of oil. And when I listen to Cameron, speaking earlier on in Aberdeen, he says, don't use this as a protest vote. You may not like me, but I won't be around forever. Brothers and sisters, let's tell him loud and clear. We know you're not going to be around forever. You're not going to last a week. Scotland's going for an historic double. Remember the Iron Lady? You remember we took on a poll tax? She was invincible. Well, we melted her down and we put her into the political knackers yard where she belonged. Now we're coming after Cameron.
Am I in the BBC?
Yes, voting Thursday means the end of the line for Cameron. But by the way, Miliband, we're supposed to wait around. I heard somebody say in that show, never mind about all the poverty and the low pay and the food banks and the 0-hour contract. David Miliband will be along soon. This is the guy who's already said publicly, if we're elected in 2015, we will stick to Tory spending plans. Why would you vote for him then? You wouldn't trust them to run a bath, never mind run a country. Brothers and sisters, it's not just Cameron. It's not just Cameron that's going to have to go on Friday. It's Miliband as well that's going to have to go. That's the reality of a yes vote.
I get the going.
Brothers and sisters, my final point is this. My final point is this, brothers and sisters. Please, please, don't just vote for yourself on Thursday. Think about who the real beneficiaries of independence is going to be. I'm a 50-year-old man. I'm going to benefit from an independent Scotland because I'm going to live in a better country. But the real beneficiaries of an independent Scotland is my wee daughter down here, 9 years of age, wee Gabrielle. Your wee daughters and your wee sons. Why? Because they're going to grow up in a country with less poverty, less inequality, more job opportunities, more training opportunities, more employment opportunities. They're going to grow up in a country that doesn't have nuclear weapons on its doorstep. They're going to grow up in a country that isn't socially divided. They're going to grow up in a country that's known across the planet as a country
He's coming
of
back.
peace.
Oh no.
That's what they're going to do.
Oh, here he
They're
comes.
going to grow up in a country that actually favours investment in health and education.
darling.
No. The no
Are
campaign
you kidding?
represents the past.
Just embarrassing yourself, mate.
Let them go.
Look at the
Let
camera.
them go.
I know.
They represent the past, brothers and sisters. The Yes campaign represents the future. That's the Thanks very much for listening. Please, this next 3 days, please speak to your neighbours, speak to your family, speak to your friends.
Idiots and Range Rovers.
Don't allow this opportunity to slip through our hands. We're not going to get this opportunity again. Grasp it with both hands and waking up on Friday on a free and independent Scotland.